Between her words, soft as breath before dawn, I saw stars ignite on the edges of her lips, cosmic nurseries folded in the sweep of her tongue, planets born in the silence between syllables, a pulse, a pause, then supernovas collapsing, light shredded into memory before the echo. Her laughter was the orbits of moons, circling me, pulling tides in my heart. Her sigh unfolded constellations I had never named. In one phrase, she built a universe. With the next, she swallowed it whole. When she spoke of sorrow, the night sky darkened. Nebulae formed in her grief, dense and luminous. I gathered those motes of dust and starlight, hoping to feel their warmth. But vanish they did, whispered away into void. Her hope was the rising sun behind distant galaxies, burning gold through cosmic dust, casting shadows so long I lost my sense of time. Between her words, the promises shimmered, then dissolved like dew at dawn. Her name was whispered across the ridge of twilight. A comet trailing flame, and I, a faithful astronomer, charted every flicker. I measured the angles of her glances, collected her pauses like meteors in a jar. But love is not static nor tightly bound. It is chaos, it is beauty, it is collapse. In her presence, I was both creator and witness. I built my faith on her small words. She tore that faith apart with silence. Still, I remember the bloom, the galaxies she gave. Celestial gardens blooming on her breath. Clusters of hope blooming beyond despair. I learned to see in the pattern of her speech what others could not. Her farewell was the brightest nova. A burst so fierce it burned my sky clean. When the light faded, all that was left were ashes and space. And now I walk under quiet skies, listening for a phrase, a whisper, a kindling of stars. Between her words I once lived, a cosmos vast, infinite, bursting. I carry in my chest the echo of galaxies. Though their brilliance has vanished, though the skies are empty, still I wait for the bloom again, for the moment between a word and breath, where anything, galaxy, love, eternity, can be born. She left behind no storm, only a stillness too vast for the soul to carry. Not thunder, not weeping, just absence, like space untouched by time. I searched for her in the pages of dawn, where the winds write soft letters to the sand. Her silence pressed against me, like gravity too heavy to resist. I called out her name into the stars, but the sky had turned its face away. Each memory was a drifting satellite, trapped in the pull of what we used to be. Her voice echoed in the folds of time. Not loud, but endless. She once said, "The moon does not beg the night to stay." And like that she vanished. No door closed. No goodbye whispered. Only the hush of a vanished universe. I kept her words like sacred dust, between the folds of breath and prayer. They scattered through me like comets, bright and brief, always burning. Between her words I built temples of light, each phrase a pillar of silver flame. But what is worship when the goddess departs? What is flame without the fire? I returned to the sea, where once her laugh danced on the waves. Now the ocean bore no message, only reflections of stars that no longer existed. And I knew, in that immense unbearable calm, that some galaxies bloom, only to vanish, so they can live forever, inside the ones who saw them. I walk now in places we once named, not with tongues, but with the hush between heartbeats. A garden, a rooftop, a sky split by lightning, all traced with the stardust of her breath. Time does not heal. It layers like sediment on ruins, like frost on petals, and still beneath the bloom survives. She taught me to listen to silences, to find shape in the spaces between. Where she once spoke, now the air hums with invisible stars, unseen but constant. I mark the seasons not by calendars, but by her absences. Spring is the echo of her laughter in lilac winds. Summer, the heat of her name left on my skin. Autumn tastes like the poems she never wrote. And winter. Winter is the quiet galaxy that sleeps behind her eyes. I tried once to forget her, to erase the constellation she drew across my soul. But you cannot unknow a universe that once opened its arms to you. There are nights I still see her. In the twilight between sleeping and sorrow, she says nothing. She only looks, and in that look, the stars remember me. I no longer chase the flame she became, but I carry its warmth, tucked beneath ribs and regrets, a light for the darker hours. A map for when I am lost. She is not gone. She is no longer here. She simply is in everything and beyond.